Hey everyone, so welcome back to my my hot tub room. Um, so basically, this is going to be a makeup review since I didn't get to do a review on Monday, and the reason for that is real life has been kind of hectic. Not in a negative sense, but just I've been really busy with stuff and not don't have a lot of free time. And the free time that I do have, I've been spending it streaming on Twitch. So I guess I'll do a little plug right there. I stream every weekday, Mondays through Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then my Twitch channel is basically twitch.tv/Pirate Monkey. If you guys ever want to like drop in and watch and stuff. But yeah, basically a lot of my free time has been spent on that, and my free time has been a lot less than usual. And you might think, well, you know, I could spend less time streaming and more time reviewing comic books. But the thing is I don't know how much longer I have left to stream. I stream in my office, and when I stream, I use my desktop, my laptop, my TV, and my console. And the thing is that it gets really stuffy in my room when I stream. And once the weather picks up and becomes a lot hotter, it's going to get to the point where it gets too hot to stream. Like I live here in California, and the summers can get freaking crazy. Last year, it was like 110, and yeah, so 110 degrees with this computer on in a small room. That's asking for a heat stroke. So I'm trying to get as much streaming as I can. Because once, like I said, once summer starts approaching, once the weather picks up a little bit more, I'm not gonna be able to stream until winter. So yeah. Sorry about that. I did do a recording for tomorrow's video, and it won't be in the hot tub room. It'll be, the more professional Blue Yeti mic, scans, and editing out all the dialogue and all that stuff. To be honest, I'm almost thinking of coming back to just doing more of these, just more hot tub stuff, just because it's a lot easier, it's a lot faster on me. I literally just record and then I throw it into edit, and I just edit out like pauses or just cut out snippets I don't like. It's a lot faster than having to scan all the pages, decide what pages to use, and then edit out the dialogue and all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. Part of me almost wants to just pull a DNC and just do more of those, because it's a lot easier. It's just, it doesn't look as professional, or I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys like this, like just if you guys don't mind the camera reviews, then I'll do more of those. Because like I said, I personally prefer these. But that's just because it's easier on me and I can pump these out a lot faster. Whereas the other one, I will literally spend, let's say, about half hour, sometimes 40 minutes recording audio. And then I always trim out like a lot of the fat and stuff like that to trim it down to smaller videos. So let's just say let's say I do a half hour. That's like the average, a half hour recording audio. Then I spend like an hour scanning comics. Let's just say another half hour scanning comics. Then I'll literally spend, like about an hour editing panels, like editing out the dialogue, picking what panels I want. So that's 2 hours right there. And then I gotta put it together. I gotta edit my recording, and I gotta upload the correct images to go with what I'm talking about. That takes about another hour and a half. And then I gotta render it, which takes about an hour. So literally it will take me multiple hours just to do one 10 to 15 minute video. Whereas with this, it's literally I record for like 20, 25 minutes, and then I just throw it onto my computer, and then I just render it. Like it's really quick. So if you guys don't mind these kind of videos, I would love to do more of these rather than the other. But I don't know, I can always go back and forth. It all really depends on what you guys want. So This is True Believers number 1, Venom Symbiosis. So the True Believers, these are basically just republishes of classic stories. This is classic Spider-Man with Venom. I think it's for some kind of Venom anniversary. Yeah, 30-year anniversary. So, and this is only $1. It's only $1. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get it. I also got the other one. There was 2 that came out today. It was Venom Symbiosis, and then it was Venom versus Spider-Man with Todd McFarlane as the artist. This one is a republishing of Web of Spider-Man, which came out in 1985. So that was a year before I was born. To be honest, I love my local comic book store, but the one thing I don't like is that they don't have like old school comics. Like the oldest that they have would be like a few years ago. Like the oldest that I found was the final issue of Images Hack Slash. Like that was literally like the oldest series that I have. Like they have like when I go into their bargain bin, their like old school bin, they have like a lot of New 52 stuff. And that's their oldest. So there is a used bookstore near me that has a $50 bin. No, not $50. What the hell am I talking about? 25 cents per comic bin. And they had like a lot of classic issues. But the thing is that it's basically just comics that people like bring in to sell. So there's not really like a lot of good stuff because people usually tend to keep that. So it's basically just like a lot of. I did pick up some classic Image comics. I picked up Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis comic, one of my favorite video games of all time. But yeah, like I really love when they do like republishings and stuff like that. I guess in the previous issue, basically Peter Parker became Venom, and then he realized that the Venom thing was like trying to take over his body. So he went to the Fantastic Four, and then he had Reed use this like sonic weapon to get rid of it. So we see Peter Parker talking about how like, he feels like he's getting paranoid. He just recently broke up with Black Cat, and he's not paying attention as he's grabbing his suit. He basically needs to clear his head. So he goes to grab his suit, not realizing that the symbiote has actually followed him back home. And this part right here took me a while. I'm sad to admit this took me longer than usual to figure this out. But the symbiote transformed into the spider suit. Yeah, from when I was like, why is it putting itself on the hanger? But yeah, like I don't know. I'll be honest. I read this issue last night. Like I was kind of sleepy. I did it before bed. So, but still, it took me longer to realize that. So yeah, he's basically putting on his Spider-Man costume, not realizing that's actually the symbiote in disguise. And he just kind of talks about what happened in the previous issue. About how Reed created this sonic gun that he used to get rid of the symbiote. And Peter Parker's just going to basically swing around, kind of clear his head. He's had like an argument with Aunt May that we later find out is because Peter stopped his dream. He dropped out of school, dropped out of becoming a scientist so that he can be a photographer instead. And she was kind of disappointed in that because like his dream was always to be a scientist. But I'll get to that later. So yeah, he's putting on the suit, and all of a sudden the suit transforms and wraps up around him, and he realizes, oh no, the symbiote has followed me home, and it's trying to take over my body again. And then we get an advertisement for the Venomverse trade paperback. Fun series, super rushed. It's funny. I actually so I'm not going to spoil what video I'm going to do a review on tomorrow. It is a comic that came out yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. But at the end of the review, I mentioned how, I guess here's a hint. I mentioned how like miniseries, a lot of comic book miniseries, like when they come to an end, they seem really rushed, even though like they weren't canceled, like it was a miniseries. So they kind of knew that the writers knew like when the comic was ending, but it still comes across as rushed. That's this right here. Great series until like the final two, and then it seems like really rushed. I felt like they needed to make the miniseries longer, and that way they can draw out the story more and really flesh it out, because it's like a really awesome premise with a lot of great moments, but then there's just like a lot of rush stuff as well. So then we come across Gripes and some other hooligans robbing an old lady. I feel kind of bad for her, because she's like, like, how do I pay, how do I buy food or pay the rent? That's all the money I have in the world. It's like, oh, you should never mess with an old woman. Basically, Honcho is like the leader of this little group, and they were in the slammer with the Vulture, and the Vulture kind of shared some of his Vulture technology with them, not thinking that they were smart enough to actually be able to use it, but they are. So now we got this like Vulture gang. Basically, they're going out to just kind of scout the area. Meanwhile, Peter is trying to, he's fighting with the suit. The suit's like getting him to do stuff. Okay, we get here where Peter's trying to shoot a web in the direction of the Fantastic Four building. But instead, the symbiote moves his arm in a different direction and takes him somewhere else. Peter's like, well, nice try, but I'll just swing around. And then the symbiote lets go of its web, causing him to, well, he's about to crash, but then it's about to swing him one way, and then it goes back and swings him the other way through a building. So basically, yeah, he's fighting with the symbiote. The symbiote's refusing to let Peter do what he wants. And then, yeah, we see Mary Jane with Aunt May. Every time I see Mary Jane now, it just makes me sad that the whole One More Day happened. Because even though in this issue they're not together, you can tell that she still like really cares about Peter. Because Aunt May is like talking about how she had an argument with Peter and how she's furious at him for dropping his graduate studies in biophysics. Meanwhile, Aunt May is actually sticking up for Peter and saying like he's doing a great job at working for the Bugle. His photos are like front page and all that stuff. And Aunt May's like, but Spider-Man is a menace. She doesn't like Peter, falling, trapezing all over town after him, and that Peter let his dream die. And Mary Jane's like, what if this is his new dream? Like, shouldn't you be happy as long as he's happy? So she's actually sticking up for him, and it just makes me want to see that couple back together even more. I don't know. I'm really hoping that now that I'm scared now that like Dan Slott is taking over Iron Man and Mary Jane is like in that series. I'm scared that she's gonna pair up. He's gonna pair up Mary Jane with Tony Stark, and I'm just like, please, for the love of God, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Like, if you do that, then I'm done. Like, there's nothing you can do to redeem. There's nothing you can do where I will ever read a Iron Man or Spider-Man book ever again. Like any of the new ones. Like, don't do that to me. Don't take the best comic book couple ever and cuck them out. Oh, I'm still scared that that's gonna happen. I thought this was kind of funny. So we have Spider-Man on a building, and we just have like some random dude like yelling at him, like, "Hey, get out of here, Hey, get out of here, you costume lunatic! What are you doing out there, twitching and mumbling to yourself? You on drugs or what? I'm writing the Bugle. It's a disgrace." Get off of my building, you druggie. I don't know. I thought this is really fucking random and hilarious. So yeah, basically Gripes, the hot-headed member of the gang sees Spider-Man, realizes that he's like acting all weird and abnormal, and sees that his suit is like giving him issues because like his suit like basically trips him up, and kind of drops him again. So he decides he's gonna try to take out Spider-Man on his own. So he swoops in, picks him up, starts carrying him around and all that stuff. Meanwhile, the suit is like refusing to help Peter. Peter is able to lead the suit towards a church where the bell towers are going off, and he's able to fight off the Vulture gang because the Vulture gang arrives to kind of help. He fights them off, knocks them out into the water, all but one that he's still riding on, and he basically is able to gain enough control to grab the Vulture's, I believe this is Gripes. He's able to grab his wings and break it so this guy can't control where he's going, and basically drops him onto the bell tower. The pain of the noise is like unbearable. So Peter Parker's like, I don't want your death on my conscience, so he grabs the Vulture guy and throws him out and lets him escape. Meanwhile, the bells go off. And as we all know, the symbiote doesn't like noises, so it starts leaving and it escapes Peter Parker. But the noise is too much, and Peter Parker is basically, he collapses and he's about to die when we get that the symbiote is it's emotionless, but it paired itself with a emotional being, Peter Parker. A being who feels, fear, greed, excitement, responsibility, but most importantly, love. And symbiosis is a two-way street. So the symbiosis actually grabs Peter, and pulls him to safety. I don't know. I thought this right here is kind of funny, like how like we see the symbiosis as like something like super dangerous and stuff, but right here, like I don't know, it looks really cute. So yeah, the symbiosis grabs Peter, pulls him to safety, checks to see if he's okay, even kind of like rubs his cheek and stuff. And I was like, oh, and then disappears, and that's how it ends. Here's the classic. Here's the original cover. I mean, the cover is the same, but here's what the original title. So, okay, my video cut out. I don't know where it cut out. So I'll try to wrap up what I was saying earlier. So the issue that I wanted to review tomorrow, my comic book store doesn't carry it. They don't order from that publisher really, but they just said they will order an issue for me, which very awesome of them to do, but it won't come in until Wednesday. So I won't be able to do a review on that until Friday, next Friday. So I have tomorrow's video recorded. I just got to edit and all that stuff, which is I'm not looking forward to that because that's a long process, like I mentioned earlier in this video. But I have nothing planned for Monday. So I'm thinking of doing the other True Believers that I picked up. It was Venom vs. Spider-Man, which is a reprint of... I don't know. It's a Todd McFarlane series. So I have no idea. So I'll have to look it up again. I mean, it says in the back of the comic, because it'll have like the original title and all that stuff. So I'll just look at it then. But yeah. I think I might do that. I might just do another retro review. But yeah, so that was it says Venom Symbiosis, but that was Web of Spider-Man. Please, Marvel, for the love of God, please do more of this. Continue this True Believers thing. Just keep pumping out more reprints of classic comics. I love reprints. I love classic comics. I want more. I want more physical copies of them rather than digital. And I have no problem with reprints because you get this glossy. You get the glossy quality, which I know that some people might hate me for this, but I actually prefer the more glossy quality over the paper version. But yeah, please do more reprints. Anyone highly recommend picking this up. It's only $1, so you know, super cheap, and it's a great series. I mean, it's a great issue. Fun, awesome. Back when Spider-Man was cool. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Later.